congratulate all of you for being here. I mean, for me, this is my first time I've been in the basement, but I think it's kind of nice. No, I was just going to say, this is an awesome basement. If I was going to have a basement, this is it right here. And I mean that. So this is beautiful, and thank you so much for making this available to us, and Nahid for setting the whole thing up. First of all, how many of you actually made the event on Friday? Raise your hand. Right on, right on. And for those of you that didn't, I want you to know that we're actually going to start uploading on the internet piece by piece so that you can view it. There was a lot of powerful things that took place on the internet, live, but we webcasted it. Unfortunately, when we recorded it, it went through a thing called a TriCaster, and it doesn't record in a model that we can easily edit and put up on the internet. So it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. I want to explain a little bit more about what Successful Thinkers is and how it really will help you. And the last 4 days, since Saturday, well, actually since Sunday, Saturday was kind of like, okay, we said goodbye to a lot of the folks that flew in and everything like that. And then I actually went to bed at 3:30 in the afternoon. And woke up on Sunday, I don't even know what time it is. My wife goes, I've got a headache. I don't know if we're going to go to church. And I go, okay. So are we going to church? And she goes, no. And I go, oh, okay. Not, Lord, please forgive me. But, man, I was just, wow. It was an amazing event. It was an awesome opportunity. We did touch the lives of a lot of people around the world. I've gotten emails and phone calls from the UK, Canada, all over the United States, people that stayed up till 2 in the morning on the East Coast, and I don't even know what the UK was, how many hours ahead they are from us, but I know they're way ahead. And they actually watched it. So they want to become ambassadors all over the country. Some major, major, major players in the United States. I even had a gentleman call me. His name is David Esterberg, and he'll become a part of a conversation in the very, very, very near future because I'm flying back to Virginia on Monday, actually Sunday, and I'll be seeing him on Monday. We're going to go to what's called the Infinity 4 building, and there's a project going on, and Rudy Rudiger's in the middle of it. So all I know is doors continue to open. It's kind of amazing. For those of you who heard about the Kings game, we got a phone call 2 days ago or 3 days ago from Marcus Fitch. He works for the Kings, and he says, how would you like to have in the VIP lounge, Successful Thinkers meetups, and he was at our event. He came to the event. He's going, holy Toledo. And I forgot to pitch the Kings. That was not too smart. But anyway, just some really powerful things are happening. The whole thing with, Gavin Maloof. I'm going to tell you, there's some miracles happening in this thing. I was at Gavin Maloof's house, like, yeah, him and I are buds, right? No. I didn't know Gavin before, 3-4 weeks ago. And Rudy Rudiger had a foundational meeting, event at his house to raise money for the kids. And Gavin put it on. And when I walked in the door, one of the first people I met was Gavin Maloof. And he shakes my hand. He says, so where are you from? I go, Sacramento. And he goes, hey, man, how would you like some Kings tickets? And I go, yeah. So anyway, he gives me his business card. And then he takes it back and says, here, let me put my cell phone in the back. And he did. He put a cell phone in the back. And I go, this is my next miracle. And it's been one miracle after another from the things that have been taking place. When I went to the Kings, I did not know that they were going to give us credentials, which means basically press pass, that would give us the ability to be on the floor so we could go talk to anybody we wanted to. And when I went there, my goal was to get Gavin to pitch Successful Thinkers to the community. My goal was to get Kevin Johnson to pitch Successful Thinkers. And I did. And it happened. And we got a bonus, and that was Floyd Mayweather. So, but the things that are happening and the people that I've talked to that have a large, large, large sphere of influence that now are starting to understand what I'm about to share with you, what Successful Thinkers means, I can only thank God, that people are starting to get this thing and the vision and what it's all about, but it's taken us to another level. So since Sunday, I've been literally in hibernation with 4 or 5 people. Robert Velarde's one of them. By the way, where's Robert Velarde? Everybody, come here, Smiley. This was one of the first miracles that happened, was Robert saying, can I help? And then he took ownership of Successful Thinkers Online, as you all know. And thank you, Robert. I just want to thank you, buddy. And doesn't he look good? I mean, the guy can clean up. And, I'll never forget Edwin Edinberry. For those of you who don't know Edwin, he's got an amazing story, and I hope one day that you hear a story. But Edwin called me, and I'm very careful of the phone calls that I answer, because when they're numbers that I don't recognize, I generally want to go to voicemail. so that I can see who it was that called, so I don't get caught on phone calls that just, I mean, I lose my day. And Edwin actually called. It was a 415 phone number or area code, and I go, And so I took the call anyway. I think I was expecting a phone call from the 415 area code, and it was Edwin. And he started asking me questions, and I'm thinking, who is this guy? You know, what do you want? You know, and he talked about doing an interview with me on radio, and I go, yeah, okay. What would you like? You know, what would you like me to mail you? Whatever. Anyway, so he was really kind, and he really just, it was an awesome opportunity to meet him and to get to know his story. I like to know who I talk to. And he told me how he came to the United States and so on and so forth. But he has a cool badge and or a brooch or whatever you want to call this thing. Pen, thank you. Women wear brooches, I'm sorry, whatever. But it's all about being happy. And, you know, I think Robert took on the theme of, you know, you got to be happy. And regardless of the times that we're in, the things that are going on in our lives, and we know they're not exactly the best, but we do determine our attitude, you know, and we know that. And so I love what you're doing. He had Channel 10 following around for the last hour and a half, so he's on television. He's the man today. So everybody say hi. We're happy. Gary Stolick, where are you? Gary Stolick, I'll never forget when we were just starting to really kind of formulate what's going to happen with Successful Thinkers. And Robert Velarde, Gary Stolick, Robert's daughter Priscilla had come. And who else was sitting at the table with you and I and Gary? Sean and Mike Ward, which is Josh Delaney. Josh came all the way from North Carolina, well, Wisconsin. You're confusing me. I don't know. He came from somewhere on the East Coast. And one of the things, you guys, things happen by chance, right? Not really. I believe that God opens doors and he gives you things to see so you can see what he wants in store for you, right? I'm not going to here preach to you guys, so don't worry about it. But here's the thing. I saw this young man, he's 24 years old. He did this talk on YouTube, and it was about a vision that he had and what he wanted to accomplish. And even though that vision didn't come to fruition, I was attracted to his message and to who he was and the optimism and the vision that he had. And I asked the person that told me about him, I said, I'd like to meet him. So I flew out to North Carolina, I met him, got to get, you know, learn more about who he was and what he was about. And here's a young man that had a vision and was optimistic and was going after it. And I saw myself. He's 24, but I saw myself. And I believe that all of us as entrepreneurs, that's what we're about. We're about the vision. And so that kind of opened up my eyes to some other things. And eventually I started thinking about developing what's called Successful Thinkers today. Okay? It was not, I mean, I didn't even know I was going to do something with, not with him necessarily, but with this idea that kept floating in my head. So originally, the first part of the idea that came to fruition was create mixers that are free for people. As an entrepreneur, you know, I developed a lot of the business, all of my business, meeting people, shaking hands. My greatest fear has become my greatest asset because I was afraid of meeting people. I was afraid of saying hi to people. But if you can put people in an environment where we're supposed to talk, people expect you to say hi, there's less fear, right? But, you know, the problem is you go out in the community and you want to, okay, is that guy an entrepreneur? Is he open-minded? Is he like-minded? Is he somebody that I can probably sell my product, service, or idea to? I don't know. I got to talk to him. Oh, I'm afraid to. So, okay, I'll go somewhere else and do it. And I never would talk to people. But here, we all have something to share. We have something to give and something to sell, right? So we create this environment. It's free. It's free. There's no excuse.